All
Try
right.
it.
Well,
Right.
all right. Here we are. Another day, another dollar in the land of Potomac. We are season 9, episode 6. Okay. Shady Waters.
Mm,
Shady Waters.
that's not clever.
It's
No.
not. It's lazy, frankly.
Mm.
But I'm happy that it's the last episode in like Norman. Okay.
That's like not how we should experience a show. We shouldn't be like, I can't wait till this episode's over, and then after that another episode's over. Like, what kind of show is that?
That is-
Imagine my disappointment at the showing of my home region. You know. That's,
Yeah.
yeah.
How do you really feel? Okay, disappointment.
Bringing
Yeah.
Charlotte to shame.
Yeah, truly.
Mm.
Although I was so looking forward to downtown scenes because I love downtown Charlotte. I'm just like, oh, look, they're gonna traipse. And then it's just like them crossing the street from the joint into the thing. Like,
And getting back
Yes.
when they went from the joint to lunch and then back into the car to go home, I was like, y'all ain't gonna do nothing in the city this afternoon? Like,
that's crazy.
My quick question before we move on is it made me how far is Lake Norman from like, city center?
Yeah, right?
like 35, 40 minutes with no traffic.
Okay. That's a good
Because I was like,
location
really,
for a
Mia,
lake.
you're gonna drive them all the way into the city? In my head, it was far.
Yeah. It's a dedicated drive, but it's not like super, super far.
Okay. Well, that's convenient, right? To have a lake so easy at hand to.
We used to go in the summer because my mom's little doctor friends would have a cookout and then get on one of those boats, those motorboats that Mia got on.
You already
I
told
think-
us it was Dr.
Strange McDaddy. Dr. McDaddy. It was Dr. McDaddy.
Kristen's
Yeah, no shame.
upcoming birthday we're doing in Lake Norman. I'm very excited.
Oh my God.
Yes.
We
Yes.
have Palermo to go to. What are you talking about?
I know, but I'd prefer like Norman and we can call it Shady Waters.
We're going to be on Mossy fucking coast, okay? That'd be ridiculous.
I was gonna say my own, but who wants to go to? Well, in December, no, it won't be right.
To Lake Norman. Could be
Yeah.
okay.
It's, okay. We still haven't toasted, so what's going on there? Ellen, can you start us off?
Yeah, and it'll be quick. Cheers or like RIP, I suppose, to Real Housewives of Dubai. It's been announced that after 2 seasons, the show is canceled. And I really wonder why.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they tanked it and then they want to be like, oh, nobody's watching. Well, you didn't give it a chance.
It makes me so sad. I honestly didn't realize I wouldn't want to toast to it, but I do feel like I don't want to toast.
Well, we're pouring some out. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
In honor of Lisa Ayan.
Oh my gosh, that was the best franchise.
Yeah, but it ended on a very
Nasty.
No, don't call
Well,
it
because
that.
they made it end on that note. They made
It
it
did end
end,
on a
but
rough note.
cheers.
Okay. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
You are now watching Mind You Media.
Mind you.
We can't use that. We don't have the rights. You are now streaming Mind You Media.
Spills juice on my laptop.
No, that's what I was imagining because I imagined just be boom,
I did. I got a little coffee on the floor.
Sad.
There will be
Okay.
ants soon, so be careful.
That's fine. That's fine. I like it when life comes to meet me.
The only thing that could possibly cheer me up at this point is winning. So, can someone count me off for the 1-minute recap?
Oh boy. Oh,
I
boy.
never do it. I can't be timekeeper, as we know. It's not on
Where's
the
my
cards
phone?
for me for
Okay.
life.
I'll tell you when to begin. You know, get yourself prepared for
That's how she gets prepared.
Excited.
Yeah, that makes
1
sense.
minute.
in terms of
Yeah.
preparation.
All right, you ready? All right. Are you ready? 3, 2, and 1. Go.
We come in with Karen telling Jazzy and Stacy that Mia is addicted to has been addicted to opioids. Also, she tells that to Kiarna. They're all like, Karen, come on. Karen says Mia will step on Jesus to stand up herself. Then there's a pool scene. Jazzy falls in. The women discuss introducing kids to significant others. Then Giselle returns. Ashley and Jazzy greet her. Jacqueline is so lit, okay? And Giselle is just lit. The drama has occurred. Then they take a bus ride to the joint. Wendy and Giselle inquire about TJ. Then they go to the joint. It was bad. They didn't get adjusted. Then they go to a rooftop where it is what's her face, Wendy's birthday party. They're all going around complimenting Wendy, except for Jacqueline and Giselle.
All right, that was not a bad showing.
She made it. I knew she was gonna make it, and because she seemed to linger for a long time on that first scene, but she knew she had time.
Yes.
But also,
by the end, I was like, "Oh, this is the last." I was thinking I had to turn the page, and I was like, "No."
You were efficient, but also the episode abetted your success because nothing really happened. So all you had to do was describe where we touched down each scene.
Yeah,
it's true. And I guess to add. Let me add a little bit, and then were you going to ask to add? Because also, amidst all of the bus riding, they had a moment of fuck, marry, kill that was very enlightening. I also felt like, when Giselle returned and Ashley debuted the new remix of her single, Living and Thriving, I thought that was...
Giselle couldn't even keep a straight face. She said, you don't want to make it like this, though?
She's like, I'm happy to support, but, let me support.
I totally forgot. I was going to literally text y'all to be like, oh my God, Healing and Thriving came back, made an appearance. And I forgot.
She is intent on embarrassing herself. Like... I saw someone delusional on Twitter be like, she actually has a good voice. Now shut up. Now shut up.
What you need to do is shut the fuck up.
Why would anyone say that? Like, what? And I was like, is this a white person? It wasn't. I don't think it was. Now, you know who you never really know on Twitter, but I don't think it was.
What was crazy?
I like the shrill.
What was crazy was when she started singing over the recording.
she thought I'm gonna show them my vocals. I've been training, and then Giselle
was like,
this afternoon people live here.
Yes, the birds are flying away.
Yes. So let us not forget Healing and Thriving. What were you gonna add, Ellen?
I was going to add. I was going to ask, am I allowed to complain again about this like forced discourse really around the show? Like, oh my God, it's good now. It's light and fun. It's like, no, it's contrived and it's basic. Like, what is this investment? Like, somebody let us know. What is this investment in like light and fun where light is Mia throwing her kids under the where light is Mia stepping on Jesus to stand up, okay?
Yeah.
And these people don't have organic relationships, so they're all desperately looking for confrontations for a moment. Like, what's fun about that?
It's so detached. It's so like it makes you think that maybe like the production wants to ruin the show. Like, do they not understand?
I don't get it. Okay, and then Kristen and I were talking about this earlier. Like, there are some people making some classist / elitist comments about like which characters belong on like Love and Hip Hop X, right? That's a way of saying like this person's déclassé. They don't belong on the classy franchise that is Housewives series. And it's like, no, stop. But if there's a kernel of something true to draw from what they're saying, it's like maybe what they're saying is, I don't enjoy to watch a storyline where somebody goes to any length to humiliate themselves and their loved ones, i.e. Mia, or where people are desperate, for instance, to make Jazzy's relationship status some sort of like opportunity to mock her. Like, And
I feel like even on that point, and I guess we might get into it a bit later, but there's a distinction between like what it sounded like Stacey was doing by saying like, I really like Jazzy, but kind of feels like I'm noticing some, weird narration of her relationships. I feel like there might be more there, which is a kind of like a person reading their interactions and dynamics with another person,
Yeah.
as opposed to at the table at the end, Giselle in her confessional and people being like, just say you getting cheated on in order to clown her.
Yeah.
Like, it's just mess. It's just like contrived mess as opposed to an opportunity to invite somebody into actual conversation or something.
Exactly. It's one thing if she seems to be withholding something and you're like, oh, I wonder like what is the like point of contention or sensitivity there? And then another thing to be like, your man had kids when you were dating him, so what? And so she chose to be with him. Who cares? Like, we don't know her yet, and this is grounds for judging her strongly. Like, we would have to know the man. I mean, clearly they're filming scenes. The production's just not showing us. We would have to know the man, know the It's not as simple, Giselle, you idiot, as just say he cheated on you. Or they started dating. We're not very serious. Whilst he had impregnated women, which she already said.
Yeah. I mean, I continue to be amazed that Giselle says anything in situations where infidelity is involved. So there's that. I will say, in defense of viewers, though, who are like, this season's amazing, da 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 da. Last season, I think, was extremely bad, like extremely bad. And I think we have to keep that in mind. Like, just the fact that I was telling you all before we started recording that it's like, yeah, I watched and I was like, I used to watch episodes last season and it would just be like everyone attacking Robin saying, shut up. And then nothing happens. Like, I do agree that this season is a lot better. I wouldn't say it's the, cream of the crop. The things that are upsetting me have always kind of upset me about this franchise, It's always felt more contrived than a lot of, than RHOA, for example.
Well, Kevin, I'll say I appreciate your defense of viewers, except my intervention remains like, well, now you're just getting gleeful over crumbs. Because if production gives you that anti-Black mess of a season from last season where they bring NECA on to stage some intra-Nigerian war.
I blocked out NECA. Yes.
Yes.
Like,
where they continue to ice out the browner women. Like, the intervention could have been balance the scales. You are disproportionately representing Black people as always already light-skinned and or mixed chicks in the case of Ashley, right? Like, bring on brown people to actually balance the fucking scales. Fine. But this, like, these people who aren't really friends with each other and this, like, clamoring for a moment, especially from Mia, especially from Jacqueline, like, and from Giselle, right? Because she can't do anything but antagonize for a plot line. That's not rich, and that's not what we asked for. That's not what we used to have in either Potomac or Atlanta. So it's like, we can keep insisting, no, this is still not good enough. They can raise the bar further.
Yes, 1000%.
Tap dancing over just a shift from something painful to something contrived and boring, like, they're gonna keep giving us that.
I also think that last season people were way too comfortable. They thought they did not have to show up to events. They thought they didn't have to talk to people, and that they would just still collect the check.
Don't say people, that's Giselle.
Giselle and Robin.
Yeah.
But at that point, that's a good fraction of the cast with those two, But now I think that they've made it, this is a Hunger Games mentality. That's why Jacqueline is like fighting to be on. Other people, Giselle, like everybody.
I hate Hunger Games mentality. Like, it works for Hunger Games. Okay, it works on The Challenge. It works on Big Brother. But like, change the premise of Housewives if that's it.
He came here for the relationships, which we used to get on Atlanta and early days of Potomac, and like even the entry of a new cast member was always through a relationship. And last season, this season, it's like, these aren't even real. You got Jazzy, you got Mia to bring on Jazzy, but do they even really like each other?
No.
Do they know each other?
Or know each other at all?
Like, it's and then it makes for this weird, experience of Lake Norman where these strangers are sharing a house.
Instead of having the richest time possible, which is what would happen if you're like girlfriends, even if they weren't your like the main people you hang out with at all times, right? Even if they're your
Right.
coworker girl, right? Like it's like when I
Think
go to an academic conference, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna see my law and I'm gonna have a lit ass time, even though I don't see those people regularly, right? Like it could be like that.
Meanwhile,
Right.
think about that arrival night at Lake Norman where they were waiting for Wendy's birthday. That was so awkward. Like everybody just twiddling their thumbs in their
Oh
pajamas
my God.
on the
And
phone.
I also think Ashley, though, I think Ashley made that awkward because she resents Wendy. So remember Wendy was
Yes.
like, hey, I always, and then she cut her off and started doing this countdown to midnight. Like I was like, you hate her so bad. Like, and for what? You're carrying Robin's beef, like, or you're just deeply anti-Black. Like you're mad because she is still gainfully employed, even though she quit her job. Like she has opportunities to fall back on, and you're begging, you know, to be the host of drag shows. Like
She's in the cracked phone club, you know, and so am I, but it doesn't, you know. Okay, let's move on. The women get on the bus. Okay, we spent a lot of time in transition this episode. And on one of their bus rides, they played a game of Fuck, Marry, Kill. It was very illuminating. I think the girls were honest, except for Jazzy, who said she'd kill Karen because she's asleep. You know, I was expecting more things like that. Like, oh, well, yeah. But no, people were like, I'd fuck the shit out of that bitch. And I really believe that, you know.
oh my God.
And they were very honest with who they'd kill as well. So,
well, I don't even want to call them honest. I want to consider what their motivations for naming this or that person was and like see if we can read something about who they are through it. Because I don't think everybody said what would have been their most like libidinally driven answer. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, but they weren't contrived to avoid hurt feelings, you know?
Yeah. I think that's right.
You know, the preview for the season had this moment of Wendy saying, I'd fuck Giselle as a woman. Like, oh, they back. And of course, I read that in the preview, like, oh, here go Wendy, like, you know, capitulating to the one who has power. But I don't feel like that was what was happening. Like,
I agree.
Giselle was like very like, yeah, that's right. But like to say fuck her is not to say you marry her. It's not to say you fuck her. And then in that same episode, Wendy was very like, you know, light on Giselle, just like, girl, thank you for the birthday wishes.
Yeah. And you know, it's like Wendy's account in the confessional after the fact was like, you know, the best kind of sex is makeup sex, but that's an after the fact narration. I do not believe that's what motivated her to say it. I was like, why? Because you overvalue Giselle's appearance. Like, you think she's so attractive, you must have sex with her. And then I thought about it. Well, then I thought about who I would choose. And then I thought about what's motivating my choice, which tracks for me. I could say it, should I?
Yeah, say it.
I would have chose Kiarna. And I think anybody who knows about my, you know, my libidinal attachments and what I'm like will probably be able to guess Kiarna, right? Like a small 2 where I'm the dominant one in the second. Okay, anyway. So like Kiarna is literally looks like the women I tend to fantasize about if I'm having sexual fantasies, you know? But so Wendy, I said, Giselle's like her mom.
Say more.
Yeah.
She's like a boss bully pants. Also,
boss bully pants.
I mean, her mom literally wears color contacts and lightens her skin.
Wow.
So
oh my God.
Already in a phenotypic
There it is.
sense.
There it is. Wow.
Nailing it. But it's that kind of like bossy, compel you to, you know, that's Wendy's mother's relationship to her. Like, you must do this, right? Like the way Giselle's constantly, I mean, she thinks she's the queen bee and she's constantly demanding this and that person apologize. I think that's the drive. I think it's like she wants to, it's like a dominating figure, maybe like somebody, I'll prove myself. I mean, she's doing that with her mom, right? Like in the course of the sexual encounter, and keep in mind, Wendy's a 3 and her sex thing is not repressed. So it could be like, if I show you how good I am at like giving you pleasure, then I'll
right.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
What are your answers, Kristen? I'm so intrigued.
Well, I didn't, you know, I never even thought about it. So maybe it's great because you all like will get a honest account. Who would I marry or kill? I'd probably marry Karen. And yeah, I mean, I think the only person to fuck in that group is Kiarna. And I feel
Not the only one. Think about what it would be like with Jacqueline.
I would. Oh, that's
See,
not what I
that-
thought
she
you were going to
doesn't-
say.
she
I thought you were
wouldn't
going to say Jazzy. I was like, Jazzy.
I feel like the sexual encounter with me and Kiarna would be like mutuality. Like Jacqueline would be exciting. Like feels like she would be like a pitiful person and then draw out the ugliness that I'm capable of as a 4.
But don't you have?
I would probably abuse her. I would abuse her, I think.
I know. Okay, well, that's what I'm kind of speaking to. That's what would be the joy of that. Like when I thought Wendy was gonna say the best kind of sex is hate fucking. I was like, okay, if you hate fuck Giselle, now that's a different thing, right? You can punch her in the first of it.
Wendy would not have said that, though. You know.
Yeah, she wouldn't. She wouldn't. But
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
Catherine, yours is Jazzy.
I at first was thinking marry Jazzy, you know, and fuck Kiarna.
We don't even
it
know
would be
anything
one of
about
those.
her yet.
I know, but
that's why I can't choose her for the bedroom because it's like I'm not sure what role she'd play. I feel like she has a 3-ish energy where she would be like supplicating to prove herself, but trying to like maintain some sort of power. Like, yeah, now watch this, and I'd be like, no. Like either play the supplicant.
She'd be a power bottom. Is that what you're describing?
She'd be a power bottom.
She's very 3. I already in my mind thought we established that Jazzy was a 3, and then I was like, I guess we haven't discussed that.
No, we didn't. I speculated 7.
Yeah.
Oh, right at the beginning. Yeah. I would definitely kill Jacqueline.
You wouldn't kill me. Nobody would kill Mia. I feel like Mia gotta die.
Oh, that's true. I would kill Mia. I would kill
Jacqueline. I still wouldn't kill Mia. Like, I don't want Mia on the show per se, but like if we're just like talking about who's contributing at least to the dynamic, it's, you know.
The reason I first thought Jacqueline is because in real life, if I were on that bus, I would be like, shut the fuck up, you know? Whereas Mia, you know, it'd be like, you know.
If I were doing it like in the history of Potomac, obviously it'd be like marry Candace, fuck Ascala, and kill Giselle probably in the like
interesting.
All of Potomac.
Ascala really had a hold on you. I totally forgot about her.
Yeah.
And she was like, again, another mutuality thing. I feel like we would be.
Look at Kristen's idea of sex. Look at that.
I know.
It would be, nobody would have to win.
There's
or
like
lose.
equity in it or something. I don't know. That's crazy. You don't live in the modern world?
I'm not really interested in that.
I would feel safe like exploring with a friend in the bedroom.
Oh, that's nice.
This does not comport with the regimes of power under which we suffer. Like,
okay,
fantasy.
Yeah.
Wait, should we consider Stacy's choice?
Oh my gosh, I was sickened. I was acutely sickened by Stacy throughout the episode, but then also like in a random moment was like, wow, I really like this Stacy girl, you know, like but every time Ashley got involved this episode, I was like, what is the draw? What is the draw for Stacy?
Well, I think Stacy only said marry Ashley because Ashley said I will fuck Stacy. Huh?
She said fuck Ashley.
Stacy did? No, she's fucking Mia because it won't be boring and she's married.
Oh, right. Okay.
But Ashley is fucking Stacy. And I think Stacy's just flattered and she's like, I'm gonna go where I'm wanted.
Yeah.
So
yeah, she was performatively flattered.
Yeah.
But then later
maybe
in the
she also has a like, you know, mixed chick kink. I don't know. Consider TJ.
Because of TJ, because of the German. Ashley's actually her type.
That's right.
The whitest, in other words.
Yes.
The whitest. I didn't want that to be true, but I thought Stacy was moving in a productive direction. But TJ is not an enthusiastic case for growth. So
did you see him on Watch What Happens Live with her?
I saw photos of his mesh shirt.
Said he ain't beating the charges.
He's not being the charge.
I was telling you two before we started recording, as you know, there were a lot of zingers this episode. I loved it. When Stacey was telling Giselle and Wendy about TJ. And like, he's been in Grey's Anatomy, he's been in ER, and Wendy goes, "Oh, he's an extra."
She's like, he's like an extra actor.
It's so fun because it's like the shows that she was listing off. It's like, yeah, that's extra.
Because
well, extra is a different category. Extra is somebody who stands in the background.
I know.
He has a small role. That's what it would be called. And no actor goes into it like, I'm gonna be an extra. Like, they're always trying for bigger roles. That was mean.
I thought that was so funny.
But the problem that made it effective is like all those shows she's listed, it's like people, I feel like those reside in the popular imagination, and TJ's face does not reside next to them.
Exactly.
For me, I was like, oh yeah, okay. I thought he looked familiar.
Yeah.
I did. I was like, I think I've seen that Grey's episode. Yeah. But I used to have the old theater teacher at the school I used to work at was in an episode of Grey's, and I was like, yeah, this man is like that, man. You know,
the bar is low.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just kidding.
Oh yeah, let me not be mean. But when you said that, I was like, Okay. Let's move on. Any final things to say about Stacey, Ashley, fuck, marry, kill?
We were tickled pink that everybody wanted to kill Jacqueline.
Yes, that sparked a lot of joy for me.
Yeah. Oh, Ashley's was also really telling. She's marrying Giselle. She's killing Wendy again because she's anti-Black.
She's fucking Stacey.
And she's fucking Stacey. Now, I would say, like, I agree. Stacey's gorgeous, but that doesn't make her a compelling fuck. Like,
the way that she described her, I was like, are we looking at the same person? It just, and then
and she, Ashley justified it with this kind of like, no, I need to like lather her up and unstiffen her. Like
WD-40, yeah. Which means what, you like a project or something? Like, like it speaks to what Ashley might want in the bedroom. Her she'd rather dominate. If it's going
like
to
having been dominated herself, presumably. Do you think Michael dominates in the bedroom? Now
yeah.
Remember how we were talking in a previous short about how Michael attacks and insults Ashley, and then she believes it and takes it in and then carries it out on somebody else.
Punch down.
So the punch down might be in the sex too.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Like she learned domination and humiliation from Michael doing it to her. And so she's like, I'm going to tasty and then punch down to her and make sure she feels, whatever.
Or she identifies with Stacey as like lost Black girl trapped in a world of white identification. And Ashley thinks she's overcoming that with her leather Black bustier ties with a buckle and that greasy, wet blonde wig. She said, now I'm Black and nobody can deny it.
So you think that, like Kristen, she is interested in mutuality?
No, she's not. It's not mutuality. It's not mutuality. It's rehabilitation. She wants to improve her the way she believes, and that does accord with what Kristen is saying is her dynamic with Michael, right? Because like the punching down is a way of elevating herself, but rehabilitating somebody is also a way of elevating yourself.
Yeah. Yes, it is. All right. Well, love that for her. Just kidding. But what I do love for Wendy is that she turned the big 4-0 and she is thriving, She
was so cute in her confessional. I like her little yellow and the bang thing.
Yes.
Oh, it looks like plastic.
Yeah. She looks like she's in Brandy Cinderella. But yeah, so they had her birthday. The women go around and compliment Wendy. And it was really, whoever started was very cute. And then it gets, like, I don't remember what it was. Stacey, this was weird, but also cute. Stacey was like, I normally don't admire other women. And I was like, what? And then she goes, but I admire you. And then it was like, okay.
Yeah, that's. But you know whose was the most beautiful was Jazzy's.
Yeah.
What did she say
Like,
again?
she said, "You are brilliant, like blah blah blah, altruistic, da da da. Like you are
Yes.
you're somebody I look up to." And I was like, "Oh my
Exactly. I
god!"
knew there was someone who really hit for me. I also did
Yes.
not like that production was so lit to be like, show the other black people not know what altruism means. Like, I didn't like that.
Oh yeah, of course.
It-
Meanwhile, it was their fave, Giselle. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth noting, importantly, that Ashley says, you've inspired me to be more involved. In what, girl? Like, what are you involved in?
she's so full of shit. Like she just say
Well,
anything. Like in
in
blackness.
blackness.
That's
Now
why
she's
I'm
wearing
wearing
a leather top.
leather because
In blackness, indeed. Yeah.
I'm dipping another toe in.
You remember, can I just say that altruism part, though, threw me back to our commentary on the butter knife incident at Candace's house when I think, Ellen, you were saying, like, I think Giselle didn't know what that word meant, and that triggered her to, like,
Mm.
open up this new, I forget what the word was, but Candace says something, and because Giselle didn't recognize the word, she, like, introduces some additional element of,
and that's when she said, so Michael was
yes.
apparently gonna suck a
Yes, yeah.
sausage. Oh,
Like
and she
pivots
pivoted at
away
that
from
moment.
Candace. Mm-hmm,
I don't
mm-hmm.
remember what the word is either, but
Yeah.
I bet you I could find 5 more instances in the history of this show of Giselle doing precisely that, including, remember when she wrote that book and Monique was like, she can't read.
Ah. Oh God.
Yes.
It's so crazy to write. Like it's crazy to write a book when you know you're not writing the book. It's ghostwritten. Like what the hell? Why even set off to
Well,
do
people do that and it's fine. But Giselle can't just be like, oh, yeah, I'm not a writer. I'm not even really a storyteller, but some interesting things happen to me. So I have commissions to, do that or whatever. But it
do
wasn't,
that?
I didn't think
Yeah.
it was interesting. And I don't know that the book really sold, but.
Well, because I don't think she doesn't want to be honest. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's just a first lady that's like me, but not me. And so then it's like, who wants to read that,
Yeah.
Like there are
Yeah.
actual like romance novelists who will write that exact thing, but well,
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Sell your story to Eric Jerome Dickey.
Hey.
Okay, so what was happening? Oh, they go around the table, and then Giselle, instead of complimenting Wendy, is like, we're in a good place.
That was crazy to me. That I was like, you don't hear that yours is the only self-centered.
Mm-hmm.
It's her birthday. Pay her a fucking compliment, bitch. Why can't she fix her lips to give this woman a compliment? You don't see at least 10 fucking things that you could give her praise on? Anti-black. That's why. She literally cannot see them.
Yeah.
She can't.
Horrible.
And Wendy peeped it, she was just like, thanks, girl.
Okay, next, moving on. Yeah.
Moving on, right to Jacqueline, who then went up to Giselle by saying, at first we didn't get along, but you're warming up to me, which is good because I'm here to stay.
And it was like, you mean like 3 seasons ago? Girl, you thought that was not getting along. She's really just okay, but Ashley also did that. Things have been rough, or Ashley or me or something. So it's just like, Jacqueline, you're such a little parasitic leech. Shut the hell up. I very much believe she tried to take her cue from Giselle, directly from Giselle. And I believe it's a bit of foreshadowing. She will continue to try to she is looking to be Giselle's apprentice. She just has to kick Ashley out of that spot.
Yeah.
And you know what? To that point, it seemed to me this episode, I said to y'all earlier, like Ashley, in the absence of Giselle at Lake Norman for most of the trip, felt like a woman with no country. She seemed to be flitting about in the house like, well, whose mess do I attach myself to? What source of power do I amplify with the messiness that I carry out? And maybe Jacqueline peeps that and says, oh, maybe this is an entrance for me.
Yeah, but also Jacqueline looks for a dominating figure. Like, that was Mia for her. But now, if Mia is going to like deprioritize her, she said, let me get some additional.
She's on the market because of Mia.
Yes, yes. But also I'll note that viewers have no, like, what is Ashley? She don't have nothing going. They don't even want to show us the scenes of her with her children, and I don't want to see them.
No, I'm good.
I don't care.
I'd prefer to watch Step Brothers if I wanted to see John C. Reilly.
No, I do want to see them. Every time I go home, I'm like, maybe I'll run into John C. Reilly.
In the 3-2 version of John C. Reilly.
Yes. I am one of these days I'm gonna see those kids.
Ew.
Okay. I now want to talk about our last thing before what she should have said is two last things. One is very quick, and I'm skipping ahead to this. Jacqueline, because we're on the topic of Jacqueline, before they go out, is saying people stink. Okay. Then she like ends Mia's birthday.
Wendy's birthday.
Wendy's birthday. Everyone's like,
because Mia insists about her.
No, exactly. But everyone's like, oh, happy birthday. This was good. All right, now we're going home. And Jacqueline goes, good, because y'all need to shower. You're dirty. And it's just like, what?
It's so funny because obviously production like it makes a point to be like, everybody's like, come on now, Jacqueline. All right, girl, whatever.
Yeah, it's like, grow up, bitch.
Let's go.
Like,
Let's
talk
go.
about contrived. It's like an episode of My Super Sweet 16, you know? It's just like, what is going on?
I don't think Jacqueline's well, everybody. Like, you know, like, you know, like she's not well in this like really normative way that can pass. Like nobody
very
really
normative,
notice.
unwell. Yes,
but she's
this
not
will
well.
amplify it.
And so the mind, it's like you have to be sharp to be on TV. Please sit down. You're not sharp, and your attempts at like little moments of comedic relief are equivalent to a 16-year-old's like little retort. Like
she can't. You remember at the bus ride for the Fuck, Marry, Kill, and she's like, "That's okay. I'm not jealous of no woman that Mia has slept with.
That's okay.
At the end of the day, they need to acknowledge me."
No reptilian instinct. Every single thing she says, like normative is the word because it's just like suddenly your neighbor's on TV. You're like, no, get off. Like I used to think Robin was like that, but now I see there's a whole other level.
Tragic.
No, it's like, and if you even literally by comparison, Robin has a TV persona. It might be boring girl, but it's like it's cut for TV. Like Jacqueline, when she said, and because I'm number one, they should at least acknowledge me. How would go down and then, like her most desperate longings come forward. Like I hope they would know that I exist.
And it's so crazy because you can tell she started the comment with no sense of how it will end. She was
going for inflated sense of stuff and she couldn't carry it forward. She's like, nah, I ain't
not carry it.
I'm not gonna hold y'all.
I just want recognition and love.
I would have to kill her because her presence would make me too sad.
That's what I'm saying. That's why, like, I would spare Mia literally and be like, Jacqueline, please, nobody wants to see this.
Let me put you out of your misery.
Put you down. And just put a pillow over her face.
That's my favorite way to kill.
That is so scary. That is no.
I'm Kristen do it.
I scream all you want. Nobody's coming. That would be mean.
It's not coming down.
I am.
That is so funny. That is so funny. Okay. The other thing that happened is fast fire on this. Okay. Wait, this is the same thing as the what she should have said, actually. I want to talk about the situation with Jazzy, saying, her relationship with the 3-time Super Bowl winner is, he has these 2 kids. There was overlap with the other woman being pregnant. Kiarna jumps in and she's like, I've dated someone in the NFL and, he sounds like a similar situation. He was dating two
Mm.
women at once. And then Mia, who will not
Yes.
get off of Kiarna's neck, but not even, she's just has to chime in and talk about, oh, who were you dating? I have also dated someone in the NFL who's been with two women while I was dating him. Maybe it's the same guy.
Okay, do you think Mia is attracted to Kiarna? Is she like obsessed, like attracted? Because also they cut to a moment of her trying to twerk over Kiarna at the
Yes.
pool, and Kiarna's like, "No, girl, I'm not your friend. Please get off me." And like, you know, like, is she trying to insinuate herself into Kiarna's panties? And this is how she goes about it? Just like looking for attention purely?
Oh, like in this moment at the table, like thinking she's identifying with her because like maybe we're the same. My sexy.
Yeah. And also just being like, Kiarna, me too.
Well, yeah, maybe we were in a throuple and we didn't even know it.
Yes. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
My read on Kiarna though was that she was like, because in this strip so far, she's been doing a good job of returning serve, being quick to like nip Mia in the bud, and like handling her own. But it seemed to me when Mia said that, Kiarna kind of broke a little bit, like, well, goddamn, Mia, is there any level that you will not go to debase yourself? My God, like I'm over here telling a story, identifying vulnerably with Jazzy to like put to rest what I can tell is everybody's will to kind of try to clown her about this. And here you go, just again debasing yourself. And for what?
Debasing yourself or begging desperately that the spotlight be on you. Like maybe she's struck by her narcissism. She's just like, you are profoundly narcissistic. You won't let a moment pass without centering yourself.
Yes. She's stunned into like a kind of silence. So what I'm thinking she could have said, what she might have should have said if she wanted to put Mia's kind of self-embarrassment to rest is like, oh yeah, Mia, okay, so you think we dated the same man. Now would that have been was that the man that gave you your stripper inheritance? Is that before the IUI per se? Is it the man that you had IUI with? Is this where does it fall in the spectrum with Gordon and Ink? Now is that the child? Is that the father of Jeremiah's baby? Which man is this? Because I'm trying to keep up. I'm confused.
Yeah.
There was yet another reference she could have made to people Mia has slept with, right? What was it?
There was the one who got her addicted to opioids?
That's what it was. That's what it was. That's what it was. Now, is this the one who got you addicted to opioids? Because that has not been dropped on the group yet.
But shout out to Kimpire. Kimpire called it. You know, when Karen opened the episode with that nugget and made Kiarna be like, "God damn it, Karen! Look at how do you know this? That's amazing."
I thought Kiarna's response was like, "So she's over here talking about addiction once again," because like that's how I said, opioids, girl. You're not even going. You didn't tell us that, but you want to assail somebody for drinking?
You want to be holding your phone up like driving without a registration. Is that what you stand for? But girl,
because that would have bolstered her case if she had said, look, as somebody who has suffered myself from addiction, I know the signs, okay? I'm trying to intervene before it gets bad.
Well, that would bespeak earnestness. And when her opportunistic ass is at play, she's not being earnest. It's like, no, she don't have no real serious commitment to care. So
yeah, she just wants to drag her down to hell with her. That's all.
Crazy. So I didn't know if Karen was actually telling the truth or if she was just like, very conveniently and effectively, getting the spotlight off her. But Kimpire, according to Kimpire 3 years ago, he confirmed that Mia, in fact, confirmed that she OD'd using opioids.
OD'd?
Yes, that's what his account is on the episode.
This is my thing about Karen saying it. I kind of feel like similar or different, but like I'm not interested. Say this when you find it out. Why are we hearing this thing that Kempire reported on 3 years ago? Like, why are you just throwing it out now?
She didn't say it to be messy. Karen said, look, I'm very much an advocate of when
Yeah.
we're sick, we should get help.
Mhm.
And so, you know,
Oh, it came up in
Mia's
the rehab
investment
convo.
in insinuating that I need rehab, I never told her that. The crazy
Mhm.
part is that the woman herself was in rehab. So I don't know why she would then drag this out. Like if she wants to make it a war,
Yeah.
if she wants to be insensitive and
Mhm.
defame people or debase or degrade people for potential addictions, that's crazy because
Yeah.
she was herself in this, like, you know,
Okay, yeah.
Karen. And the level of, I never once doubted it was true, except then, you know, later when Stacey's like, why would she say that? I was like, well, because it's true, right? And then I was like, you think
I had a moment of, oh, I've been fooled by Karen. I was like, you know,
Karen has assimilated it to her, you know, knowledge of Mia, her profile about Mia. And she said, well, oh, y'all don't already know that? I thought you Google castmates. You could
Yeah.
easily find that out. Like,
And what Karen says about herself all the time is like, listen, I'm not gonna start some mess just for an opportunity or a moment, but if you come at me, I will definitely return serve
it was
well.
the context we
right.
needed. Okay.
That's
Like to
true.
make sense
That's
out of what was
true.
going on.
I did
Mhm.
forget about the they were talking about rehab.
Mhm. Mhm.
Well, with that being said, short episode, but I think good episode. I've enjoyed the thoughts and company. Do you have any
I hope it
questions?
improves. I hope it improves next
Me
time.
too. Me
Do you
too.
have questions for our viewers?
Um,
Mine
Did
is why
your
don't you ever
position on
comment?
Stacey change?
yeah,
Huh?
I was gonna say my question is now why would Stacy say it's going too far to say that Mia had an opioid addiction? Like Mia's a lot of things, but that's taking it too
Yeah.
far. Like, girl, have you met Mia?
I think
Mhm.
Stacy just wants everyone to be, you know, come on, play nice, play nice.
Yeah.
Well,
What?
my question is, has your position on Stacey changed, viewers? Have you learned some more stuff about Jazzy? Blah, blah, blah.
Let
What's the status of these newer castmates for y'all?
Yeah. Okay. Good. Well, with that being said, see you in hell.
it.
Bye.
Bye.